Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to episode 2 of my Christmas accent nail designs. So once again, I will be using the medium almond nail tips from Beetles. I got them on Amazon. I will link them if they are still available. And please forgive the Halloween nails. This was filmed quite a while ago, and those are the nails I had on. We're going to start out with Madam Glam's base coat and top coat, and then I have a red, white, and green. And the red one I'm going to be using is called the Strip. It is one of my favorite deeper reds. We're going to be using Perfect White because it is the perfect white. And then the green, I believe, is Celestial Green, yes. And that is a really good deep green, and then our black gel paint. So I'm going to take the nail and we're going to do the base coat first. Now I have prepped these nails, or this nail, by filing the free edge to get the little nub off, and then I buffed over it with a buffer to rough up the surface. You could also use a primer, a nail primer, to chemically etch the nail if you didn't want to buff over it. I just buffed over it because it's just a little display nail, doesn't matter. So we're going to go ahead and cure our base coat, and then we are going to go in with our base color. And for this nail, I'm going to be doing the whole nail in white. And so I will do 2 coats of the perfect white on this nail, curing in between for 60 seconds. You can save 35% off of your purchases at Madam Glam by using my code LYN35 at checkout. I do have Madam Glam linked in the description of this video and every video, so do go check them out. They're probably running some Christmas deals and sales throughout the month of December, so make sure you check them out. So I'm going to do 2 coats. After I've got my second coat cured, I put the red, green, and the black on my palette to do our art. And I'm going to take, I think it's the 9mm, the 9mm liner brush. And this was just from a double-ended brush set that I found on AliExpress or Temu. And it comes in pretty handy. The brushes, they're pretty decent brushes. So for our first step here, I am going to do 3 Christmas trees, and they're going to be 3 different Christmas trees. Somewhat different Christmas trees. So I'm just basically making a tall, skinny triangle on the top right-hand quadrant of the nail. And I'm just going to make it as symmetrical as possible. I mean, it is what it is. And then the bottom left quadrant, I'm also going to make another triangle, and this one is going to go off the nail. I think maybe I fixed this one because I didn't like where it was, so I think I might wipe this one off. But we'll see. I haven't watched this video back because I'm looking at it going, I don't think that's what it looks like in the thumbnail. I think I wiped that one off. But so anyways, on the bottom right, I'm going to make a little teeny tiny triangle, and then I'm going to extend that down and make my next little tier. So I'm kind of making that like little 3-tiered Christmas tree, kind of pine tree looking shape. And I'm just making 3 triangles, but you don't really see the top of the middle and the bottom one because it's just coming out from the previous one, if that makes sense. But you want to make each one bigger so that it looks like a pine tree. And I'll kind of mess around with it a little bit. And then I know I changed that second tree. I just don't know if I leave it in or if I pause it and wipe it off. I might do it again. If not, just know that I redid that tree. Yeah, I wipe it off. Okay, so I left it in. We're leaving in all our mistakes. So I didn't like it. So I wiped it off, and I'm going to redo it. And I'm just moving it up a little bit further to like almost even with the tree on the other side. So it's going to kind of not quite go off the end of the nail. I didn't like the way it looked going off the end of the nail. So a redo there, and when I'm happy with that, I'm going to go ahead and give it a full cure, I believe. I'm just going to make my triangle how I like it. I always wiggle the nail around and look at it from like different angles. And I guess I'm happy with that, so I'm going to go ahead and pop it in and give it a full cure. And then that's what we're looking like. So it does sit down just a little bit from that other one. It's not like even with it, but it's fine. We just kind of want it to be kind of scattered anyway. So next up, I'm taking the same brush and I'm going into the black gel paint. And I'm just loading up my brush, making sure that I've got like a good even amount. And I'm going to go in and do our fourth tree. And this one is just going to be like a stick figure tree. So I'm just going to make the line down the center for our trunk. And then I'm going to come off of it and make like the two lines of each triangle, if that makes sense. But we're not going across, we're not filling it in. We're just going to make like the branches. And I'm going to do 3 on each side. And then I think I make the trunk a little bit longer when I get to the end to kind of fix him up a little bit. Yeah, I felt like he ended up being a little stubby, so I just kind of extended it a little bit. But then you can cure each one of these steps. Like if you get one of the trees on there, you can cure it and then move on to the next one. I just kind of kept going in with the black gel paint because I knew I wasn't really going to touch what I was doing. But you can cure at any time that you feel necessary. But we're going in on that second tree, and I'm kind of doing the same thing that I just did on the other side, but inside the tree. So you can kind of see it a little bit. My lighting isn't the best. But then, so our little other bottom tree, I'm just going to basically outline on the inside of the green. So we're just going to make kind of like a triangle inside the triangle. And then for our traditional little Christmas tree, I am outlining the whole tree. So I'm just following along. And it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just kind of tracing what we've drawn. And this kind of gives you a chance to kind of even up anything that maybe doesn't quite look as even. So that's what we're looking like there, and we're going to go ahead and give that a full cure. And then that is it out of the lamp. And now we're going to go in with our red and a dotting tool. And this is just a little small end of a dotting tool. You can use however big you want. I just wanted to be able to put like a lot of little dots. So this is kind of almost like representing snow, but it's like in the red. Do I do red and green or do I do red and black? I can't tell. I think red and black. Yeah, I do the black gel paint because the trees are green, so I added more red and black. So I'm just kind of doing like random polka dots. I don't want them to be in any particular order or be like in a line or anything like that, so I'm just kind of scattering them. And then once I have on there what I like, we're going to pop that in for a full cure. And for this nail, that's what it's looking like right now. I'm going to go in with our Velvet Matte Top Coat from Madam Glam. I don't think I showed that at the beginning because I think I was going to do shiny, and then I decided to do matte at the last minute. So here we are. We're doing a matte top coat. And so I'm going to go ahead and give that a nice generous coat of top coat to kind of even everything out. The one beautiful thing about matte top coats is when they cure, it kind of makes everything look flat anyway. So even if it does have a little bit of lumps and bumps, it will smooth out. And here we are. After I give that a full cure, here is the reveal for our little Christmas tree nail as soon as it decides to focus. There we go. So cute little, kind of almost looks like a little coloring book kind of vibe. but I thought it turned out super cute. And you could definitely do it in shiny or matte. You can do different colors. If you wanted to do like a blue and white, kind of Christmas look, you could do the trees in blue. You could switch it up and do a different color in the background. Do whatever you like. But that is all I got for this video. I hope you have enjoyed as I fight with my little swatch stick there. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you all have an amazing day. And I hope to see you in my next video.